Hi, this is Sean, and welcome to a Blue Bantha Milk Co. Top 10.
His name is Sean, he talks about things, Sean talks about things.
Before we begin, I just want to let you know that you can support our channel via our Patreon or by buying some sweet merch from our TeePublic site. All the support that you give us makes you a hero, unlike the 10 nefarious shits we'll be counting down today. At 10, it's the Inquisitors, Vader's attack dog squad of former Jedis who spend their time looking badass and killing other Jedi. They're sadistic, skilled, and out for blood. The Inquisitors have appeared in video games, novels, comics, and on TV. We've yet to see them in live action, but maybe the Obi-Wan TV show will change all that. Another baddie who worked with Vader is the psychotic protocol droid 000. Imagine an evil 3PO and you've pretty much got 000's number. Appearing in the Dr. Aphra comic book, the droid, and BT, his crazy R2, have proven to be breakout characters. Star Wars has its fair share of theatrical villains, but the new canon has given us, like 000, a few truly psychotic horror movie villains. Fyzen Gore appears in Daniel Jose Older's fantastic Last Shot, a book featuring both young Han and old Han having run-ins with Gore, an Utapauan Dr. Frankenstein who has a taste for torture, mutilation, unnecessary surgery, and body modification. He is a truly chilling villain who, without a military motive or a connection to the Force, gives us a baddie who just likes to kill for the sake of it. The novels have proven to be a treasure trove of fan-favourite villains, including our pick for number 7. Ray Sloan first appeared in John Jackson Miller's A New Dawn, crossing paths with Kanan Jarrus and Hera Syndulla. She is an efficient and calculating Imperial officer who believes in the Empire, and later the First Order, because of the order it brings, not because she's evil. Following A New Dawn, her next major appearance is in the Aftermath trilogy, where she is tasked with wrangling together the dying remnants of the Empire into some kind of structure, while dealing with a bunch of weak-minded fools who believe she is not capable of the task. Her complete opposite in that regard is our number 6 choice. Orson Krennic proved to be a fan favourite for 2 reasons. One is that he is played by Aussie acting royalty Ben Mendelsohn, and the other is that we have all encountered a Krennic in our lives. Someone who has just found themselves in middle management when they would much rather be back on the shop floor or running the place, and it's everyone's fault but their own. Mende plays the character with relish and rocks a mean-ass cape, so it's hard not to love one of the galaxy's biggest losers. Speaking of losers, let's take a break for a quick interlude about some of Star Wars' most overrated villains who went out like complete dorks. Krennic's inability to make a mark on the Empire is in stark contrast with our number 5, Wilhuff Tarkin. Only appearing in one saga movie, Tarkin was essentially the main villain of A New Hope, and had the cojones to spend most of that bossing Darth Vader around. Tarkin has since taken on a life of his own, and appeared in comic books, a novel, The Clone Wars, Rebels, and been digitally resurrected for Rogue One. It seems you can't keep a good bastard down. Right. We're entering controversial territory now, but our number 4 pick is another character that was only a main villain for one movie, Kylo Ren. Let's face facts. After The Force Awakens, Ren is overshadowed by Snoke, and then Palpatine, and also his evil begins to confuse him from the beginning of The Last Jedi all the way to the end of The Rise of Skywalker. And actually, if we're being perfectly honest, Kylo Ren isn't even a full baddie all the way through the trilogy. He's probably a villain for 90% of The Force Awakens, and then once he meets Han on the bridge, the wavering begins, and that remains until he meets Memory Han on the Death Star wreckage. But when he is a baddie, he's a great baddie. Chopping up dudes, torturing, flipping out, killing Han Solo. He was a great inversion of Vader, with Ren being the son instead of the father, and a fantastic character to watch go on the road to redemption. Redemption and Star Wars villains go hand in hand. But the greatest example is surely Anakin Skywalker's return to the light. However, you've got to sin to get saved, and Darth Vader is the king shit bad guy for most of the original trilogy, some of the prequel trilogy, Rebels, novels, 3 comic book series, video games, and spin-off movies. He carved a swath of destruction through the galaxy for decades until he encountered Luke and saw the light. But before that, he was the baddest of the bad, and one of the reasons why Star Wars is as successful and as enduring as it remains. So with Vader, arguably the most famous Star Wars villain, coming in at number 3, who could be ahead of him? Well, it's another Darth, in this case, Maul. Now if you're watching this and you've only seen the saga movies, you're probably thinking, yeah, he was cool looking, but he barely spoke and got God in his first movie. What you don't know is that Maul reappeared in the Clone Wars and Rebels and secured his place as one of the best and most complex villains Star Wars ever produced. His vendetta against Kenobi set him up to kill Obi-Wan's first love and take over Mandalore, before eventually trying to corrupt Ezra Bridger, and finally facing his nemesis in the desert in one of the best lightsaber fights in Star Wars history. So if you don't know Maul, you're missing out. All but 1 or 2 of the people on our list have worked for our number 1 choice, though some of them may know him by a different title. I am referring of course to Senator, later Chancellor, Sheev Palpatine of Naboo. The Emperor is the big bad guy of the whole story, but watching the saga I find this more chilling than this. The Emperor is a 30s Republic serial villain in the vein of Ming the Merciless, but Sheev is a character we've seen more than we probably know. He's Richard Nixon, corrupting those around him, he's Adolf Hitler, giving the people a common enemy to fear and destroy, and he's another politician, starting a war to consolidate his power. Sheev is the puppet master, who not only creates Darth Vader, but he also annihilates the Jedi, not just physically, but also in the hearts and minds of the galaxy. He creates wars and plays chess with armies and planets, and crucially, he does it right under everyone's noses, relishing in their confusion and despair. Once he becomes the Emperor, he becomes less intimidating and a little dimmer. I mean, if the lightning you're firing from your fingers is reflecting and hitting you, stop firing it. You'd think he'd learned his lesson. Also, Sheev makes plans. The Emperor's plan seems to always come down to sitting in a chair and asking someone to kill him. Does he even have a plan in The Rise of Skywalker?
Actually...
Thanks for watching. And please leave a comment, complaint, suggestion, rage-filled manifesto, or greeting in our comment section, and check out our other videos.